Okay, let me see if I can do 15 and 16 in a single video here. This is Mixmaster Math, otherwise known as M Cubed. Rob the Mover, your teacher, Mr. Mott. Number 15 has to do with two parallel chords. Okay, CD is a special chord, but what's great is that we have two parallel chords, and we know that parallel chords cut off congruent arcs. Okay, that's going to help us in a major way because I can see CD is also a diameter, right? It goes through the center of the circle, and we're given that. I wouldn't have even needed to give you that information. If you see it going through the center of the circle, then you know it's a diameter. But the key here is you're given that this arc here is 80 degrees, and we are looking for arc BD, which is one of the arcs cut off. We can call that X. If we can call that X, we can call this other arc X. And that, because CD is a diameter, it makes a semicircle. There's a semicircle on both sides, semicircle CD and CD, which go in opposite directions here. We would need another point to name it, but we're looking at a semicircle CAD, which is 180 degrees, so we can just add X plus 80 equals 180. Subtract from 80 on both sides, subtract 80 on both sides. We get 2X equals 100, X equals 50. My good old friend Fitty he's sending out his regards for Mixmaster Math, keeping the math world real. Hey, how you doing, Fitty? You know, hope you're enjoying life in the club. Hopefully you got shot in the mouth and you're still rapping like you get shot in the mouth. You going to the club. Yeah. Well, we're keeping it real in the club here. We're trying to be able to calculate the likelihood of getting a club in a deck of cards. Okay, that's the clubs we're talking about. We want to predict things in the world. We want to solve real life problems. We want to solve problems in the environment, poverty, all kinds of problems. Okay, so you can go to club if you want, but we're going to talk about clubs of cards. We're going to drink some club sodas when we're investigating issues in Africa, in central LA, South Central LA. We're going to investigate South Chicago. Okay, we're going to solve some problems. That's what I want you guys to do. Solve some problems. Okay. Number 16. We've got an outside point of a circle. We've got two secant lines. And notice we're given little pieces of those secants, not the whole secant. So remember, the formula we need involves the whole secant, which I'm going to highlight here. We want to use that whole secant and this whole secant. Okay. The formula is the whole secant times the outside segment of the secant. So for the top line there, it is going to be 3 times 3 plus x plus 2, right? If you want to put those in parentheses at first. So we're taking this whole segment, which is this right here. Multiply them together equals x plus 1 times that whole segment right there is x plus 1 plus x minus 1. Okay, make sure you're using the whole segment. That's the key to this problem. Now, rest is really just algebra. Take your time. Be careful on each step. This is 3 plus x plus 2. The plus doesn't really do anything inside the parentheses there. You're just adding x and 2, so you get x plus 5. If you want to simplify that. The other side, we get x plus 1. Let's go ahead and simplify what's inside. Again, the plus distributing doesn't do anything, so we just get 2x plus 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, so that's just 2x plus 0, which is 2x. And now, again, it looks like we got a quadratic. We don't have any special way to solve this the way it's written. We need to multiply everything out, get everything equal to 0, and hopefully it factors. So let's distribute here. We get 3x plus 15. Over here, we get 2x squared plus 2x. Okay. And let me go ahead and subtract. Let me get everything on the right side since we have a positive 2x squared. We're going to subtract 3x. Subtract 3x is minus x. Subtract 15. Subtract 15, so subtract 15. We haven't done one of these for a while. A lot of you have different ways to solve this. Here's the way I look at it. We need a negative 30 factors to get to negative 30 that subtract to get 1. And we need the 1 to be negative. So we need the negative part to be bigger. So when I factor this, I think, how do I get factors of 30? Factors of 30 are 6 and 5, right? 6 and 5. If I make negative 6 plus 5, I'm going to get negative 1 in the middle, right? How do I get that? Well, I got to get 5, right? And I got to get 6. The outside and inside terms have to get 6 and 5. So the outside term looks like it's going to be 6, because how am I going to get, if I put 2x here, I've got to get 6 somehow, right? The only way I'm going to get 6 with a 2 there is by having 2 with the 6. Otherwise, I can't multiply 2 by something and get 5. Well, I could, but that would be an integer, non-integer. We're looking for integers here. So 2x times 3 is going to give me 6x. That's going to be the outside terms. And that's great, because now I get 5 and x in the middle. And now we just got to figure out where our plus and minus go. We have minus with the 6x and plus with the 5x. So what are my solutions here? Either 2, this is equal to 0. So either 2x plus 5 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0 with the zero product theorem. So either x is negative 5 halves, or x is 3. Negative 5 halves is negative 2.5, which is going to get rid of those solutions because it's going to give us negative side lengths. So my only answer is x equals 3. And we're actually finding the value of x. So we can go ahead and say that x is our answer. Double check to get the tingles. You got 3 on the outside multiplied by 3 plus 2 is 5, plus the 3 is 8. That's just 24 for the product of those two pieces. And I should get 34 for these, 24 for these as well. I get 3 plus 1 is 4 times 3 plus 1, which is 4, plus the x minus 1, which is 3 minus 1, which is 2. So that's 4 times 6, which is 24. Okay, and those are equal. I get tingles, and I'm very happy. Mixmaster Math, this is M Cubed, your math teacher, Mr. Modson. That is Unit 8 review. Let me know if you have any questions. Chat with each other online on the Google Classroom. I encourage good discussion. No dog whistles, no ratting each other out for their bad math behavior or their bald heads. Sorry, Declan. And take care. Hope you guys are having a great weekend and you guys are studying, doing 5 or 6 problems every morning or afternoon, getting ready for this test. I believe you can do it. Let's do it.